Hi, this is Sharman Joshi, and you're watching the T Series official YouTube channel. For all the latest updates on my upcoming film 1920 London, log on to youtube.com/T Series. With this film, Vikram first offered me this film, and when he mentioned to me that it's the third part of the 1920 franchise, I was elated. I jumped out of my seat and I said that you're offering me a franchise. I'm really super excited. He told me the story, and I was doubly excited because it's a great, complex, intense love story which forms the base of all the supernatural things that happen in the film and the horror aspects of it. And because it's such a complex, intense story, it also has many shades for me as an actor to portray for this particular character. So it was very exciting for me when this offer came along. And sure enough, then Tinu Desai, the director of this film, has completely justified the story, and he's translated all of it onto the screen beautifully. With great support from the DOP. I really love the way this film is looking and the way it's been shot. So I just can't stop praising about. Yeah, the fact that the film is set in the 1920s, that helps us, and they followed that, and when they created that mood. So whenever we've been very careful, even when we shot in the city, we were very careful to avoid any of the modernisms or the modern presence, maybe including the taxis to anything else, the modern taxis that have come in. And all that has kind of made the film effectively look very different from the other films that may have been shot in the UK, but yet this kind of stands out. That was all the experience that Tinu got as a director. He's worked very hard over many years, gotten experience from many of the leading directors of the industry. I think he got all of that and put his expertise into play, and very smartly sometimes, and sometimes of course with the budgets that were available, he created stuff. So a combination of stuff, and he eventually managed to create that era in budgets which are fairly tight for the film that we have, compared to when it's a periodic film. It becomes difficult to create those eras without good proper budgets, but within those limitations, or in spite of those limitations, Tinu has done a fabulous job of it.
1920, I would always say, is my debut movie because it's the first movie I had signed when I came to Bombay. And when I was offered this movie, I was extremely happy because I was being offered a movie which was a hit franchisee. It was a very well written story, and my character was very strong. I was working with Sharman. I've been his fan always. So for me, there was no reason to even think and give any other answer besides yes. Vikram had written the script. He's been there, done everything, a successful producer and a director. So yeah, for me it was the kind of project I actually wanted as my debut movie. So I was extremely happy. She's a princess from Rajasthan, but she gets married in London, and then her husband gets possessed, and then it's her quest, it's her fight to save her family, save her husband, and how she does that, and how Sharman comes into the picture and helps her to get out of her trouble. So it's all about that. It has a lot of twists and turns, it has a lot of thrill, it has a lot of horror, and then it has a beautiful love story.
It's like how different is one romantic film from the other, or how different is one comedy from the other, but yet there are some great comedy films and some great horror films, and effectively 1920 is going to be one of those. It's going to be a film that we are all going to be very proud of, and it's going to be it's been a while since we've had any horror films or a supernatural thriller coming into play, which is also great timing for 1920 London. And thereafter, what the film brings to the table is going to add a lot of value, and maybe it'll start a new trend where people will start making more such films, because I feel that this particular genre holds tremendous potential and it's been kind of underused. And yeah, there's a lot. How different is it from any other horror film? I can't tell you, because we are not trying to be different. We have a story, of course it's a story that's not been heard and told before, and we've made a film. This film has its own distinct identity, and it's a film that has shaped up very well. So now you guys go out there and decide whether you want to compare it to something, or it's something that you've never seen before and you're really enjoying it. It's actually to your advantage, you know, because those earlier films have already created a loyal audience and a fan base for the forthcoming installments, and it just makes your job that much easier. Of course, you have to make a good film and it has to hold its own, but that fight is there with any other film. But a franchisee has the advantage of already having had some sort of a goodwill before or a loyal audience before, and that kind of helps. Yeah.
आदत है तेरी या तेरा नशा है, कैसे बताऊं तुझको रहबरा, वे अज रोलन दे वे जी भर के मेरी सांसों से दगा करके, तू गया मुझको फना करके वे जानिया.
It is my favorite track from the entire album. In fact, the entire album is very good. But when we were shooting the song also, I remember every time I would listen to the song, I would just go back in certain era, and I would always say कि यार ये गाना तो super hit है. Like it just takes you somewhere back, somewhere some place with lot of love and lot of romance, and at the same time lot of pain.
I think Rootha Kyun, the song is still to come out. I think that is one of my favorites, and Roll In There after that, and Afreen Gumnaam in that order. But yeah, Roll In There actually is also is very complementary to the narrative. It's building up towards the story, and that makes it. And I think it'll be already it's been appreciated, and it'll be further appreciated with the film. It's going to make a lot of difference there. Yeah.
And it comes towards the climax where I think people would connect to it very well. और सच्ची में शायद थोड़े लोग रो लेंगे.